and welcome back to the Messy Bookshelf. I'm Jennifer, and today I am doing a tag. This morning, while I was scrolling through Twitter, I saw that the Mile Long Bookshelf tweeted a Pokemon Go tag that she did on her blog. So I'm taking the questions straight from her website and answering them myself. So the first is your starter Pokemon. And this is the book that started your love of reading. Now, I count a lot of books to my love of reading. I always count the very first book that I read myself, which was called Shoveling Snow, according to the VHS tape that my mother filmed me on. Or there's also the little critter books that my mother used to read to me when I was a baby, because my love of reading has pretty much been my entire life. I've always loved reading. I pretty much grew up with a book in my hand. So there's those books, or there's the books that have recuperated my love of reading throughout the years when I probably fell off the bandwagon a little bit. And one of those books that I can actually remember is 13 Reasons Why. I loved that book, and it kind of brought back my love of reading. The next is Pikachu, which is an iconic classic that you'll always love. See, the easy answer could be Harry Potter, but that's the easy answer. And I don't want to give the easy answer. I kind of want to go with something different. I know what I'm going to go with. The Perks of Being a Wallflower. That book is phenomenal, and it's going to last generations. It should be taught in schools. I have learned so much from that novel. It is the epitome of, yeah, whatever. I just really love The Perks of Being a Wallflower. The book and the movie. Like, the movie is spot on. The book was obviously better, but that movie, spot on. The next Pokemon is Zubat, and this is a book that you lost interest in because it's literally everywhere. And I know, The Girl on the Train. I haven't actually read this book yet, but I've picked it up and put it down multiple times because I'm so sick of looking at this cover. I sell at least 2 copies a day at work, if not more, and maybe even more now that they have the movie cover out, which is pretty decent for a movie cover, but still, I'm just so tired. I've lost interest in wanting to read this book because I've seen it pretty much everywhere. The next Pokemon is Ditto, and this is a book that reminds you of other books because they have similar tropes, but you still love anyway. For me, I think I'm going to go with Me, Earl, and the Dying Girl by Jessie Andrews because it's very similar to The Fault in Our Stars or any John Green book, as well as a little bit of Perks of Being a Wallflower. It has that, like, generalized, outcasted for X reason, 2 guys, 1 girl type friendship, and it's a great trope, and I love the book so much, and I will read pretty much any book with those tropes in it, but I still love it anyway. I probably love it a lot more than the John Green's books, not more than Perks of Being a Wallflower. The next Pokemon is Snorlax, and this is a book series that you haven't started out of intimidation of its size. And for me, this is I'm gonna go with the Georgia Nicholson series by Louise O'Neill, I think her name is. Louise Renison. This series. I've purchased most of the series from thrift stores, and although I do have the first book and not the second, it's such a big series, and I've kind of been trucking through Pretty Little Liars at a very slow pace, and I kind of want to finish Pretty Little Liars before I pick up this series. It's kind of the same thing with the Princess Diaries series. I do have most of the books. I do not have the first one in that series. I haven't been able to find it at a thrift store, and it hasn't been top priority for me for purchasing it myself, like for full price. I'd rather wait until I finish the Pretty Little Liars series and then decide if I'm going to start that one next, or if I'm going to start the Georgia Nicholson series. But if I do find the first one at a thrift store, I will not hesitate to pick it up because cheap books. The next Pokemon is Gengar, and that is a book that kept you up at night. And I'm guessing most people are picking like a horror book because they were so scared that they stayed up all night, but I'm actually going to go with a book that I wasn't able to go to sleep because I needed to read this book, and that book was If I Stay by Gail Forman. I had never read a book like this before. I started it about 10 o'clock just on the offhand. My roommate loaned it to me after she finished it, and I tried to go to sleep a couple times, but I needed to finish this book. I needed to know what happened. And I ended up reading the entire book in 4 hours. And I have never read a book like that before. That is why I consider it one of my favorites, because I absolutely love it. And I really do love the movie as well, even though it's not as good as the book, obviously. The next Pokemon, or multiple Pokemon, are Nidoking and Nidoqueen, and this is your bookish OTP. The only one that's really coming to mind for me right now is Willem and Jude from A Little Life. I absolutely loved when they were together. It was my favorite part of the book. It was such a happy time, and they were just so accepting of each other and patient with each other. It was a match made in heaven. The next Pokemon is Rapidash, and this is a fire hot, fast-paced read. And for this, I am going to go with A Court of Mist and Fury. I realize this book is like 800 pages long, but stick with me here. It's very steamy, and when you sit down and dedicate time to it, it's very fast paced to get through, and very like, oh my god, like Sarah J Maas has this flow where it's like it's build up and then down, and then it builds up and it comes down, and there's multiple builds up. Like she has multiple climaxes, and then there's this overarching climax that concludes the end of the book and leads us into the next one. So that's why I felt like A Court of Mist and Fury was actually a quick read. I did not read it in one sitting, while I have done that with other books such as graphic novels and If I Stay, but I honestly think that A Court of Mist and Fury is worthy of this Pokemon. Eevee is a series you will never get tired of seeing spin-offs for. For me, I want to say Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, because I think this world has a lot of opportunities for spin-offs. Ransom Rakes just recently released the Tales of the Peculiar, which is further tales of people from this world. And I think we could have full series on other parts, other Imbrims, other loops, I would totally read an entire series based around, shoot, what's the dog's name? That character. Let's look this up. Addison. The dog's name was Addison, and I would totally read a full series on him and his adventures. I think that he would be a really super cool main character. The next Pokemon is Magikarp, and that is a book series that was surprisingly awesome. And for this one, I'm going to go with the Percy Jackson series. When my friend told me about these years and years and years ago, I was very skeptical because it sounded very Harry Potter, and I was like, I don't know about this, like you can't really beat Harry Potter. But I read the series, and oh my gosh, was it fantastic, and I loved it. I have continued on with some of those spin-off series. I haven't finished them, but I'm gonna get to them. The next Pokemon is the Legendary Pokemon, and this is an overhyped series that you are still excited to read. And I'm going with the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J Maas. This series is so hyped, and with good reason. Like, I absolutely love this series. It is amazing. I'm currently reading Queen of Shadows and it is fantastic. I am hoping to finish it soon, so then next month I can read Empire of Storms because I'm so excited about it. It's so heavy. It's like on Bible paper and everything. It's insane. The next Pokemon, or a couple Pokemon, is Mew and Mewtwo, and this is the collector's editions that you wish you could own. And this hands down goes to a first edition of Harry Potter with the random wizard on the back in hardcover. I have a version in paperback and I've been trying to get my hands on a version in hardcover. I don't even care if it's a first edition. I just want the same guy on the back, so it's basically my book. It's just in hardcover because the first book is the only book that I have in paperback, and I would love to have a matching set of Harry Potter books. The next Pokemon is a Poke-Egg, and this is a debut novel that you're super excited for. So I'm gonna have to do some research because I don't know what books I'm excited for that are debut novels. Because most of the debut authors that I'm excited for already have their books out. Okay, let's try 2017. Do you really have to do work on your house while I'm filming? Here we go, debuts for next year. Let's see if there's anything that I'm looking for. I saw one that's a maybe. Oh, that's cool. Not finding anything here, guys. Okay, so I am just going to go with Caraval by Stephanie Garber. It comes out in January, I believe, and pretty sure that the movie rights have already been sold. I've heard that some people are really excited for it. Comes out January 31st. So it's got some good ratings so far. 4.44. So that's always good. It's always good. The next is a lure module, and these are things that people lay down so they lure more Pokemon to the area, and this is a auto buy book, and I always auto buy Rainbow Rowell's books because she is my favorite author. She never fails me, so why would I not buy her books? The next is the Servers Down screen, which everyone saw consistently when this game first came out. Probably not so much anymore, and this is a book release that you've been waiting forever for, and I'm going to go with Empire of I'm going is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I have been wanting to read this book since I read More Happy Than Not. He is an amazing author, and I'm so looking forward to reading his upcoming books. And those were all the questions. Let me know down below if you have done this tag. I will check it out, and if you haven't done this tag, go do it. It was fun. It's a lot of fun, and Pokemon's really cool. So that's it. Bye. Hi, you, yeah, you. Hit that thumbs up button, please. I would really appreciate it. And did you like this video? Hit the subscribe. That'd be cool too. All of my social media is right here, or the links are down below as well. Bye.